Charlamagne, are we live? Are we live? Are we live? DJ Envy, are we live? Are we live? Can the people hear my voice? Cause I'm at the Breakfast Club and I'm addressing all the lies.
We did some great coverage of it last week, bro. And sometimes we cover some important things.
Yeah.
Here, and as little fanfare as this topic is going to get, as much as we cover it.
Yeah.
This is very important.
Facts.
I feel like this is actually the beginning of a major change in the way that we take in entertainment.
Yes.
Across the board. And so this is how we'll start this conversation today. Last week we talked about Netflix and Paramount vying for Warner Brothers Studios.
Right.
The effect that could have over culture. We also talked about streaming prices.
The impact to the consumer, the media landscape at large.
All that stuff. And so since then, the developments are, I am not even sure if this is certain yet, but apparently Paramount is out of the running because of them not being able to ensure the finances. They want Larry Ellison to personally guarantee the $108 billion, and they only have $14 billion in cash. So it's not looking like Paramount is going to get there.
Yeah.
Netflix has taken out a $60 billion loan, I believe, to purchase Warner Brothers. So guys, we're playing big business.
Yeah.
This is even out of weekends purview.
That's a fact.
This next development is that Netflix is partnering with iHEART. So let's tap in.
Breaking news, iHeart does a deal with Netflix. Told you that's where it was going. This is telling you exactly where the market's heading, by the way. Netflix just cut a deal with iHeartMedia to bring video podcasts to the platform starting in 2026. Now, that includes The Breakfast Club, My Favorite Murder, Dear Chelsea, Roya Mao. But let's be clear, this is not about podcasts. This is about distribution power. Netflix is going straight at YouTube and at some point Spotify, and they're locking down exclusivity, so full video episodes can't live there anymore. Audio stays with iHeart, video becomes premium real estate. This is the next phase of the consolidation, not companies buying companies, but platforms absorbing formats. Radio brands still build the talent, podcasts build the intimacy, and now streaming wants the visual layer to own the audience relationship end to end. If you still think radio versus podcast versus video are separate lanes, you've already fallen behind the curve. Audio is the base, video is the amplifier, platforms are the battlefield, and this move just shifted the board. Now watch as this evolves. It will be syndication on the radio formats. The audio will be the radio element, and the video will be the platform of Netflix. And at some point, all of that will come together and Spotify will get swallowed up by Netflix. Mark my words.
Boom. So, Netflix wants to compete with YouTube.
Yeah.
They want to have audio, they want to have music, they want to have video, they want to have everything.
They're positioning themselves as a real contender in that space, where they want people. Netflix wants you on there every single day,
all day.
Right. So not just
all of these platforms do.
Yeah, facts. Not just when you're watching a series or watching a movie. They want you on there every day, watching their podcasts, watching sports, consuming news, like whatever. You know what I'm saying?
You leaving the platform is an opportunity for them. Like they said on the show Succession, we crate up eyeballs. We put eyeballs inside of crates and we deliver them to advertisers. Mm-hmm. That's the whole goal. And so they don't care about the genre, they don't care about the medium, they don't care about the art form, the creativity, maintaining the history or the legacy. They care about keeping people on the platform, and if they could put monkeys throwing shit at the wall to keep you on the platform, they've done it.
Yeah. Netflix is like Thanos, bro, with collecting Infinity Stones.
But we got to keep in mind, bro, this is not just Netflix. YouTube was here first. And I think that YouTube is going to win in the long run.
Well, yeah. Why do you say that?
I saw a video recently of the YouTube creators sitting in a room lamenting the fact that only 60 people had posted on the site at that point in time. We're 8 billion up now, bro.
Mm-hmm.
There's no barrier to entry on YouTube for any sort of creator, which I think will change at some point because the landscape will just get so clogged. There's anything you could find is connected to the world's largest search engine. They have
Which is Google.
music, they have media, they have music, they have video, they have professional video, they have amateur video, they have every single thing you could want.
Yeah.
And it does appear that that's the way that the consumer is going, the way of the more natural entertainment, the less scripted entertainment, the more everyday, realistic, I'm just looking at somebody's life.
Yeah.
And I don't know how Netflix is going to compete with that unless they start allowing people to just upload freely. Which, if they did that, they would be clearly copying YouTube's strategy.
Right.
And YouTube has won that battle.
And their business model is not really predicated on that, or has not been thus far.
It's subscription based.
Yeah.
And so this model where you just let people upload, that can't be subscription based. I'm not gonna pay to see your cat run around. Like I don't.
No.
I happen to see it, and since it's free, I'm gonna watch it longer, and then I'm gonna realize, wow, I love cat videos, especially since they're free. Like that's what I love most about them, that they're free. So,
Yeah. No, we'll see. We'll monitor. We'll continue to monitor the situation.
Yeah. And so moving forward in that, here's the other thing. YouTube just got the Oscars. The Oscars are coming off of ABC, going straight to YouTube.
That's crazy. And then also another component is the ad dollars and how that gets split between these podcasts, right? So, right, if you're a podcast that exists on YouTube, you get a certain payout, right, of the ad dollars. I'd be interested to see what that looks like on Netflix, right? Where based on this exclusivity deal on future podcasts that follow, what the money looks like.
Well, so let's take a Breakfast Club owned by iHEART. The deal isn't with the creator; it's with iHEART, the owner of the catalog. So the creator isn't going to factor into any new money with Netflix at this point.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? It's not self-upload yet, so you still don't have that. You still would have to just do a deal with Netflix to get your special or your movie on there.
Gotcha,
And there are already platforms like Tubi who are more geared towards working with those sorts of creators who want to monetize their what would traditionally be seen as amateur creations. So Netflix is lagging behind Tubi in that area, and then they're not self-upload like YouTube. So
but shit, they got most of the market share though, as it relates to the streaming world. So
they got market share related to the streaming world, but at this point, this is going to be a battle to, like he said, the platform is the battlefield.
Yeah, facts.
If YouTube can get rid of Netflix, they will. If YouTube can make it so that people don't enjoy watching the content on Netflix, the type of content on Netflix, they will now infiltrate it. There's something called micro dramas that are coming out at this point. They're 2-minute videos. They're 2 minutes at a time. They high drama. They're super dramatic, like overly dramatic. They always end on a cliffhanger, and they're the biggest thing in China right now. They're bigger than any media industry in the world, like literally, like way bigger. The stars of these movies are getting more views than our American stars. Like, this is reality. So the idea that we're going to keep consuming the same types of content, 30-minute shows, 2-hour movies, that's actually finished. I can't watch a 2-hour movie. It doesn't allow me enough time to invest in the characters or get really deeply invested in the story. I need a film. I need something that is
2 hours? No,
it takes me 30 to 45 minutes to get invested into a character that now I'm invested for another hour. What was the point of me investing? A TV show allows me to invest over weeks, continue this investment till next year. So it's just the way that people are consuming content at this point. It's gonna be totally different, just like when we went from sitcom to single cam. It just reflected a difference in the way that people took in content.
Yeah.
With the sitcom, obviously they were telling you when to laugh. We're smarter now. We don't need that. We watch single cam. We choose when to laugh. You know what I'm saying? So this is just another shift in that. The other major thing is YouTube Music is not going to be reporting their numbers to Billboard anymore.
Yeah, facts. Well, before you go to that,
Okay.
this last thing was, this is the second podcast deal that Netflix has done. They also did one with Spotify, most recently as well. Noting the fact that the video podcast platforms is like one of the fastest growing media channels out there. So it's good news for people in that space. But yeah.
Especially if you own what you're doing. What did Ian say?
Own your IP?
Own your shit, bro. Own your whole shit, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Need to know. Anyway.
Facts.
So the next thing is YouTube Music is not reporting to Billboard anymore. So again, in my brain, this is going to situate YouTube as a real power player in many different industries. Because here's the thing. YouTube doesn't report their music numbers to Billboard anymore. Billboard is useless at that point. Because a large majority of people consume their music for free on YouTube.
That's a fact.
This is just a fact.
I was just on the MARTA and there was a kid listening to NBA YoungBoy out loud, no headphones. And I'm pretty sure he was on YouTube.
He had to be. He had to be on YouTube. So this is the thing, guys. When you are controlling the medium and then you tell people, hey, we're not going to give you access to the data anymore. What?
Yo, but listen.
What does your data become worth when we not giving you our data?
Hov said it, man. He said we was praising Billboard, but we was young. Now I look at Billboard like, is you dumb?
Bro, Hov.
So here's the thing.
You're a power player now, and now there's still power players.
Listen.
Young niggas ain't controlling shit. It'll just be YouTube Music instead of Billboard. And trust me, they'll roll out their own chart.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
They're going to roll out their own chart.
YouTube and Billboard were having a disagreement on how the streams were being calculated towards sales or towards chart position.
Chart position.
Right. Where it basically, correct me if I'm wrong, Billboard was favoring the paid subscription streams higher than the free ones.
I won't even say favoring. I'll just say calculating differently.
Weighted, it was weighted different.
I don't even know.
It was weighted differently. Yeah, it was like 3-1.
And if anybody can break that down, how that makes any sense whatsoever, the number of listens being more meaningful if you paid versus if you didn't pay. Bro, we're already. Every time I think about the stat, the idea that 1,500 streams equals one record sale.
Yeah.
My nigga, I don't know if I've listened to Thriller 1,500 times.
Who the fuck came up with that?
That makes zero fucking sense, bro. I haven't listened to any of my favorite records 1,500 fucking times, bro.
Nah.
Like none of them. Nah. I can guarantee you I haven't listened to College Dropout 1,500 times, bro. I might have listened to the songs on it, totaling up 1,500 plays, but...
And then that's one sale for you.
Come on, bro. So now we're already at the point where the mass general public understands this shit is meaningless in and of itself.
Mm-hmm.
Now the numbers that you guys are reporting won't even be the full scope of numbers.
Right.
It will just be some portion that you choose from some. Bro.
Yeah, so it's still gonna be the DSPs, right? They're still gonna collect data from Apple Music, Spotify, Tidal, right? All of those. But like you said, YouTube being one of the biggest streaming platforms out there, without those numbers, is the numbers are going to be skewed. And artists like international artists, right? K-pop stars and a lot of people that benefit from those views that they get from YouTube, those streams that they get from YouTube, they're going to be significantly impacted, and they're going to need to kind of really adjust their strategy on the label side.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, the numbers will be impacted.
Yeah.
Billboard will be impacted.
Yeah.
The records won't be impacted, bro. This is where people are really, we've reached a point in history where the numbers have become super meaningful. That bubble's about to burst because of this.
Mm-hmm.
No point in your life have the numbers ever meant as much as they have in the past 5 to 10 years. That's called a bubble. It's gonna burst, bro. Because in reality, nobody actually cares about a number.
People were conditioned. They were conditioned to care for a long time.
They were conditioned to talk about them. Here's the thing: if you ask your daughter what's her favorite song from the movie, she's gonna say her favorite song from the movie, the scene with the brightest colors and the most major key sounds. She's not gonna say the one where they showed me how many other people liked it. She's gonna say her favorite song. So nobody actually cares about that. And sometimes as grown-ups, we're conditioned to pay attention to something very closely and show other people that we're paying attention to it through our actions. So we do things like Spotify Wrapped, and we show our numbers, and we make sure we're in step with what everybody else is doing. But really inside, we're children, and we're free, and we don't care about a number, and we actually live that experience more consistently than we try to put on for those around us. So all this is going to do is just make people tired of paying attention to something they actually don't care about once they realize, yo, this is actually meaningless.
And then there's still talks and there's still room for negotiation here down the line, but just as of right now, they've ended their decade-long agreement that they had. So we'll see what happens.
That's how they need it. I mean, Leo is the kind of guy who knows. Like, bro, we used you for what we used you for, but we're us. We're the future.
Yeah.
You're super past.
Yeah.
It's really dead for Billboard.
Yeah.
Like, what do they do?
They said it's really archaic how they're calculating. Yeah. They source the numbers, right? Because they're getting it from Nielsen.
They're getting it from an Excel spreadsheet. We don't need Billboard.
They're getting it
because we see the numbers on YouTube. We see the numbers on Spotify.
They're getting it from a variety of sources anyway. Yeah, we'll stay tuned.
See you later, Billboard. You're out of here. Yeah. So, and again, that ultimately for me, that just signals how TV is finished, radio is finished. Internet entertainment is fully here. Streaming audio, streaming video, podcasts, terrestrial radio, you're finished. With that being said,
you're saying radio. Okay, you're saying radio is cooked. Is what you're saying.
Radio is finished, and they're not. I mean, nobody's confused about this.
In what way?
The average listener isn't going to have any interest in what terrestrial radio has to offer as far as programming, music, because they prefer to pick their own music.
Okay.
They prefer satellite radio. And